Good day!
Good day to our thesis advisor, Professor Rodora D. Lintot, and to the panelists, Professor Jeneline M. Marcelino and Professor Jessa C. Dionisio, and also to the chairperson, Dr. Madonna Siniguan. I am Myra Lalicante, and I would like to greet you all a pleasant day. We will be presenting our proposed study entitled The Influence of Work Environment on Employees' Performance of BPO Company, together with my groupmates, Ms. Mary Grace C. Nekit, Ms. Katriel Lubayay, Ms. Maria Cristel Macawiwili, and Ms. Katrina Rosete. And for the introduction, here is Ms. Mary Grace Nekit.
Thank you, Ms. Alicante. I will present to you our introduction of the study. So, the influence work environment may refer to anything that occurs surrounding workers' places of employment and has an effect on how do their jobs. Influence work environment can be anything which exists around the employees where they work and which affect how they carry out their work. Our study is all about on how work environment affect and influence the performance of every employee of chose BPO companies. The purpose of this study is to determine the possible factors that will influence in the work environment of employees' performance in a business processes outsourcing BPO firm. For the research objective, here is Ms. Lubayay to present.
Thank you, Ms. Nekit. To clearly understand the purpose of our study, I am presenting to you the general and specific objectives. The general objectives of the study is to determine the influence of work environment or employees' performance of BPO company. And the specific objectives are, first, to identify the potential factors in the work environment that influence toward employees' performance. Second, to determine whether work environment has influence on employees' performance. Third, to make appropriate recommendation that applicable to enhance the work environment for better performance of employees. And let's proceed to the statement of the problem to be presented by Ms. Macawiwili.
Thank you, Ms. Lubayay, for presenting the research objectives. Here is the statement of the problem of our study. Our study was seek to determine the potential influence of work environment on employees' performance of BPO company. In order to address this statement, the researchers seek to answer the following questions. So, first, what are the demographic profile of the respondent? Second, to what extent does work environment influence the employee's performance in terms of physical environment, occupational health, occupational safety, and right technology equipment? The creative problem seeks to determine the influence of work environment on employees' performance of BPO company and to make appropriate recommendation for the better performance of the employees. And now, let us proceed to the hypothesis of the study to be presented by Ms. Nekit.
Thank you, Ms. Macawiwili. Here is the hypothesis of the study wherein, at the end of the study, the following assumptions were made. First, if there is no significant difference on the work environment influence the employee's performance with respect to the different variable as perceived by the respondents. Second, if there is significant difference on the work environment influence the employee's performance with respect to the different variables are perceived by the respondents. The mentioned hypothesis will be as the basis to prove the validity of the study. And now, here is Ms. Rosete to present the scope and the limitation.
Thank you, Ms. Nekit, and here is the scope and the limitation of our study, in which the purpose of our study was to determine the influence of work environment on the employee's performance of BPO company. In this study will be conducted at a chosen business process outsourcing or BPO company located in Pasig City, Metro Manila, in which researcher will conduct a survey at least a total of 50 respondents. The survey form was the main tool in data gathering. This study conducted from the month of September 27, 2021 to June 2022. And for the presentation of conceptual framework, here is Ms. Lubayay.
Thank you, Ms. Rosette, for presenting the scope and the limitation of our study. And now let's have the conceptual framework. These conceptual models shows the interrelation of all the variables used in this study, and it starts in input stage. Input stage shown in the first box was focuses in the demographic profile in terms of gender, age, educational attainment, and place of residence. The process variable is given by conducting the survey, getting the result, performing statistical treatment needed. The output variable is given by getting the result of the study, determine the influence of work environment on employees' performance of BPO company. For the research methodology, here is Ms. Alicante.
Thank you, Ms. Lubayay, for presenting the conceptual framework. Let us proceed to the research methodology. This study, researchers used the quantitative approach and descriptive research design. The researcher will use convenient sampling to obtain the data for this study. The data for this study was gathered through the use of survey questionnaire answered by 50 respondent employees from choosing business process outsourcing or BPO company located in Pasig City, Metro Manila. The survey was developed utilizing appropriate questions adapted from previous research as well as questions developed by the researchers. For orderly analysis of the data information obtained from the respondents, statistical treatments were applied.
Thank you for listening in our virtual presentation of our proposed study entitled The Influence of Work Environment on Employees' Performance on BPO Company.
And now, the room is open for questions, suggestions, and recommendations. That would be all. Thank you.